Vandana Shiva, I was wondering if you can comment on this David versus Goliath case that the Supreme Court heard. The 75-year-old farmer from Indiana against Monsanto, the world's largest seed company. The dispute began when the soybean farmer Vernon Bowman bought and planted a mix of unmarked grain typically used for animal feed. Monsanto said their patented seed was there. He planted it. He violated their patents. They own something like 90% of soybeans in Indiana containing the gene which allows it to survive when sprayed with the company's Roundup pesticide. Can you talk about the significance of this case as you take on Monsanto in India and around the world as well?
I think this case is not just about Bowman, the Indiana farmer. It's about every farmer, every person, and every seed in the world. First, the idea that Monsanto can patent a seed by putting a toxic gene for Roundup resistance into a plant, that is a creation of seed that has evolved over millennia, been bred over thousands of years in East Asia, not by Monsanto. How can we be governed by an illusion that introducing a toxic gene is creation of life? It's an error, and it is this error that compelled me 26 years ago to start Navdanya, the movement for seed saving in India, because I do not think seed is invented, and therefore a patent on seed is wrong from the first step. Secondly, actually Roundup resistant seeds are not controlling weeds. They have created super weeds. 50% of the farmland of the U.S. is now overtaken by superweeds. Monsanto actually should be paying two compensations to farmers. One, for putting so toxic genes into the plant and contaminating others' crops. Second, for creating an unreliable failed technology that is leading to more lethal herbicides like 2,4-D, a component of Agent Orange, from being used. In India, this kind of false claim to creation, false claim to invention, the collection of royalties from seed, has led to Monsanto controlling 95% of the cotton seed supply. 95% through a monopoly, not through the choice of the farmers, as is often made out to be. Farmers are getting indebted because the price of seed jumped 8,000%, and there's no option except the little options we are creating through Navdanya by saving open pollinated seed. 270,000 Indian farmers have committed suicide since Monsanto entered the Indian seed market. That's more than 250,000. It's a genocide, and every farmer who commits suicide leaves behind a widow. For me, this is a prime example of violence against women through violent economic means. And I do hope that the Supreme Court will act for the larger public good. And if it fails to do so, because we too get affected, let us call globally for a seed satyagraha. A satyagraha is the fight for truth. When the British tried to monopolize salt, Gandhi walked to the beach and said, nature gives it for free, we will continue to make our salt. We need to tell Monsanto and the governments of the world, we've received these seeds from nature, from our ancestors, from communities across the world. We have a duty to protect them. A law that says saving seed, growing seed, and our seed freedom is a crime is a law that must be made illegal. We have to act for higher law. The law of the earth, the law of social justice, and most importantly, the law of women's knowledge and women's skills in seed saving. As long as seed was in women's hand, no crop failed, no farmer committed suicide. As soon as seed moved into Monsanto's hands, we have illegitimate laws, we have genocide, we have ecocide, we have butterflies and bees being killed, we have soil organisms being killed. This is no future for humanity or the earth.
I want to thank you so much for being with us, environmental leader, feminist, thinker from India. She's in Los Angeles now speaking on International Women's Day and will be at the Brooklyn Botanical Garden on Saturday speaking as well. Among her many books, Earth, Democracy, Justice, Sustainability, and Peace, as well as Making Peace with the Earth. I will be speaking tomorrow night at Lincoln Center, Eleanor Bunin Monroe Film Center, 10 Lincoln Center Plaza. I'll be interviewing Dave Riker after his film. The film showing is at 7:30, and we'll be doing a Q&A afterwards. Democracy Now! Produced by Renee.